So yesterday it was discovered that Wizards added an entire new anthology to Magic Arena without announcing it or telling anyone. It was actually, I think, Amy the Amazonian who somehow found it in the client by typing in the set name. And it turns out you can actually craft and play with the cards, even though it's not announced, it's not in the store or anything like that. And one of these cards is Emrakul the Aeons Torn, the flying spaghetti monster. So today we're going to see if maybe we can put Emrakul into play on turn 1, and it's even better than that, because we're doing it on Arena, and none of our opponents even know that Emrakul exists on the client yet, so it should be kinda hilarious. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And we have a hilarious one this week, so we're heading to Timeless to see if we can get the Flying Spaghetti Monster, Emrakul Aeons Torn, into play on turn 1. But it's even better than that, because we're doing this on a client and in a format where our opponent shouldn't even know that Emrakul exists. So here's the quick story of this deck. So yesterday, Magic players realized, Magic Arena players in specific realized, that there is a new unannounced Arena anthology on Magic Arena. It's not in the store, there wasn't an article, Wizards didn't announce it, but someone realized that if you type S:AA3 into the deck builder, you get this new anthology, a complete anthology with a bunch of super interesting cards like Crop Rotation to go with Strip Mine, Noble Hierarch, Expiration. But what caught my eye is this new unannounced stealth anthology has Magic's biggest, baddest finisher, Emrakul the Aeons Torn. And as soon as I realized, I knew I had to try to get Emrakul into play on turn 1, because Emrakul is just a ridiculously devastating card, and the idea of cheating it into play in a format when people don't even know it exists on Arena is just too hilarious to pass up. So I have built a deck that is kind of like the Arena version of Legacy Sneak and Show. If you don't know Sneak and Show, it's a super old Legacy deck, which combines Show and Tell and Sneak Attack to try to shoot Emrakul into play. So this is essentially the Arena version of that deck. So what are we doing with the deck? So the main goal is to put Emrakul into play on turn 1. So how do we put Emrakul into play on turn 1? We need Show and Tell, 3 mana sorcery. This says each player can put an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land card from their hand onto the battlefield. It's a fair Magic card because it's symmetrical. I put something into play, you put something into play. It's basically Group Hug, except we're built around it and we have Emrakul. And most of the time if we Show and Tell, we put Emrakul into play and our opponent puts like a Thalia into play or something, or an Ocelot Pride into play. And it turns out that the Flying Spaghetti Monster, a little bit better than those cards. So we kind of break the symmetry just by building around the card, but we need a Show and Tell. If we have Show and Tell and we have Emrakul in hand, all we need to turn 1 the Emrakul is we need an Ancient Tomb, a land that makes 2 mana, and a Chrome Mox that we can pitch a blue card from our hand like a Spell Pierce or a Brainstorm or a Stock Up or an Omniscience, and that gives us enough mana to turn 1 Show and Tell, put Emrakul into play, win the game. So that's the primary goal of the deck. If we can't do that, we have a backup plan, which is Sneak Attack. So Sneak Attack, a 4 mana red enchantment that for 1 red mana lets you put a creature from your hand onto the battlefield with haste, you sack at the beginning of the next end step. So not as fast as Show and Tell, but Sneak Attack, once we get it down for 1 red mana, puts Emrakul into play with haste so we can attack and annihilate you right away. Also really good with Atraxa. One of the tricks of Sneak Attack is we can Sneak Attack to put an Atraxa into play if we don't have an Emrakul. Atraxa lets us see 10 cards, that digs for the Emrakul, and then we can just use Sneak Attack to put Emrakul into play too, kill you on the spot. So that's essentially the goal of the deck, trying to cheat Emrakul into play as quickly as possible. The rest of the deck is purely about finding our combo pieces and protecting our combo. So Demonic Tutor, assemble the team, just tutor up our pieces. Stock Up doesn't tutor up our pieces, but digs pretty deep to find our Emrakul, find our Sneak Attack, find our Show and Tell. And then for protection, also Brainstorm. I forgot to mention Brainstorm. Also for protection, Spell Pierce and Veil of Summer. Just let us fight through our opponent's Thought Seizes, their counter spells, to make sure we can get the Emrakul into play. Because if we do get the Emrakul into play, it should win us the game on the spot. As far as the sideboard, pretty much more of the same. A bunch of removals, some sweepers, some counter spells. Carpet of Flowers is a weird ramp plan for blue decks. So anyway, that is our deck, and that's our plan. Can we get Emrakul into play on turn 1 in Timeless, even though no one else knows that Emrakul exists? Let's find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy the absurdity, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some Magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. It is time for the sneakiest Emrakul of all time, hopefully. We will see. But Wizards randomly added Emrakul to Arena. We're trying to put it into play on turn 1. I mean, I guess we keep this and just lean real hard on this Brainstorm, but this hand's kind of frightening. Opponent. What are you up to, opponent? What are you up to? Opponent, Seat of the Synod. And an Ornithopter, okay. And a Mishra's Bauble, sure. And a Shadow Sphere. Yup. Alright, opponent plays a bunch of artifacts. They don't really do anything, but let's crack the Scalding Tarn. I think we need to just get the Surveil land. Opponent thinks it's nice that we crack the fetch land. Sure. Okay, Polluted Delta's fine. We'll keep the Polluted Delta. Well, let's play Polluted Delta, and I think we just pass. Opponent can crack the Bauble if they want to. So we can Brainstorm, look for a Show and Tell, and see if we can get an Emrakul into play. That's the hope. Opponent untaps. We also have the Spell Pierce if our opponent plays anything Spell Pierceable. Mirror Enforcer. All right, that is not Spell Pierceable. Also, hopefully not very relevant. Opponent gonna crack the Bauble, take a peek, and passes. Well, all right, let's Brainstorm. See if we can find a Show and Tell. Ooh. Let's put back. Let's go Emrakul Veil of Summer. Crack the Polluted Delta. Snag, let's see. Let's go. We need black. Let's go. This mana base is actually kind of wild. Let's go Blood Crypt. Yeah, let's go Blood Crypt. Blood Crypt tapped. Shuffle things around. Opponent gets to draw a card. We draw Steam Vents. Well, let's play the land. Stock up. All right, there's a lot of the expensive stuff. Grab an Atraxa, grab a stock up, pass the turn. Where's our Show and Tell? Opponent, Spire of Industry, and Simulacrum Synthesizer. All right, things are getting worse. Things are getting worse by the second. Opponent, 2 to the top. Combat hits us for 4. All right, deck. Chrome Mox. Well, we will stock up. Take... Interesting. Let's go Sneak Attack Brainstorm. I think this will work. Sneak Attack Brainstorm. Then we can play Chrome Mox. Get rid of Omniscience. Play a Steam Vents. Untapped. Pass the turn. All right, we're trying to set up for the win next turn, which hopefully we can do. We will see. Because we can Sneak Attack, put Atraxa into play to find a red source, to put Emrakul into play, and that should be enough to actually win. Mox Amber. Yeah, it doesn't even do anything. Sure. I mean, our opponent doesn't have a legendary creature. That's... If it was Mox Opal, it would do something. Opponent getting in, hitting us. All right. Down to 6. Well, let's Brainstorm. Oh, do they have Metallic Rebuke? I think our opponent actually has a counter. Opponent Metallic Rebukes. We are going to Spell Pierce the Metallic... Actually, yeah, we're going to Spell Pierce the Metallic Rebuke. I think this works, because now our opponent's finally tapped out. They can't counter. We will put back Veil of Summer and... Oh, wait, does Ancient Tomb just do it? Red. Ancient Tomb... Okay, so we'll put back Scalding Tarn Veil of Summer. I think that does it. So we untap. We play Ancient Tomb. That should do it. 1, 2, 3, 4... Sneak Attack. And then Sneak Attack. Put an Emrakul into play. Sneak Attack. Put an Atraxa into play. An opponent cannot beat the Flying Spaghetti Monster and scoops it up. Whew, okay. Scary stuff, but we got there somehow. So we're going to bring in, I think, Calling Rituals. Corrosive Grip. Abrupt Decay, Spell Pierce. Get rid of the Veil of Summers. Veil of Summers is very bad. I mean, I guess not very bad. They do have some amount of counters, but they shouldn't have that many counters. And then what else can we cut? I guess we can go down like an Assemble the Team, an Omniscience, and maybe a Stock Up. All right. Well, we got there against Artifact Deck. Can we get the turn 1? I want the turn 1 draw. I really want the turn 1 draw. Oh, we haven't been able to pull off the turn 1 Emrakul. That is the dream. That sounds kind of sketch. Huh. Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. I guess, I mean, we have Show and Tell and Atraxa. We're a little light on lands, but we do have Show and Tell and Atraxa. Man, the mana base of this deck has been a bit of a work in progress. Opponent, land, Mishra's Bauble. Mox Amber. Does our opponent think that's Mox Opal? Okay, they have Emery. I see. I see. Opponent mills some cards. Cracks the bauble. Draws a card. Well, we will play an island past the turn. Calling Ritual could be insane if we can actually resolve it. Opponent, gonna get back the bauble, replay the bauble. So opponents build a Phyrexian Arena, basically. Gonna crack the bauble, take a peek at their deck. And pass, draw a card. Oh, well. Ancient Tomb Show and Tell? Atraxa? Yeah, it's not as good as you think. Wow, okay. An opponent scoops it up. Didn't even wait to see the Emrakul. Well, okay. Not a turn one Emrakul, but pretty convincing win. Sweet. We are trying to get the sneakiest Emrakul of all time. The Emrakul that our opponents don't even know exists because Wizards didn't announce that it exists. All right, I mean, we're going to keep this. We'll see if it's enough. So we can't quite turn 2, right? So we can turn 1, land, Chromox, pitch stock up, Demonic Tutor. I don't think that's worth it, though. We're just going to land go here. We're going to land go. I think we got to play it a little slower. We just don't have enough colored cards that we can pitch to the Chromoxes. So play this Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. See what Eccentric Joe is up to. Pass the turn. About it. Going to play a Witch Enchanter, all right? Little MDFC action. And I really want to get the turn 1 Emrakul. That is the dream of this deck. We haven't been able to do it yet, but that is the dream, to get the turn 1 Emrakul. Opponent, pass it. Well, crack the Scalding Tarn. Grab the Surveil Lad. Grab the Thundering Falls. See what we got on top. So we're looking for big finishers. So Emrakul primarily. Emrakul, Atraxa. Show and Tell would be interesting. Opponent. Omniscience. All right, we're going to mill Omniscience. Wow, there's an Emrakul. Okay. So if we play Scalding Tarn, crack Scalding Tarn, get a Blood Crypt, untapped. So if we Demonic... Yeah, I think we Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor to get an Ancient Tomb. And then, in theory, this sets us up to sneak attack the Emrakul next turn. Turn 3 Emrakul, not turn 1, but not bad. Not bad. The only awkward thing is it doesn't actually win us the game, because our opponent's still at 20. So we hit our opponent for 15, we annihilate their lands, but it doesn't necessarily win us the game. Opponent. Ooh, down to 17. And a Thalia. That actually slows us down quite a bit. Well, okay, that'll work. That'll work. We'll settle for this. How about this? Opponent plays a Thalia. We will Ancient Tube. We draw a Show and Tell. So rather than sneak attack, let's just Show and Tell and put an Emrakul into play. Surprise! Opponent has a Witch Enchanter. And your go, opponent. Opponent like, oh my god, when did this card come to Arena? When did they add this? I didn't know the Flying Spaghetti Monster was in Timeless, and neither did anyone until now. Opponent could have Solitude. They could have Solitude. And does not have Solitude. Well, Emrakul, doing Emrakul things. Calling Ritual in. This seems like a Taxes deck. Calling Ritual in, Abrupt Decay possibly in, maybe Fatal Push in. Go down Spell Pierce. Go down Veil of Summers. And, one more of something. Let's go down one Omniscience. I think that's fine. Yeah, let's try it like that. Oh my god, this is so close. Okay, I mean, we're gonna keep this. If we draw an Ancient Tomb, this is turn 1 Emrakul. We have everything we need except we need one more mana. A Chromox would also do it. Chromox. So we actually have, 7 cards in the deck that would give us a turn 1 Emrakul. Come on. That was the dream of this deck, is the turn 1 Emrakul. I want the turn 1 Emrakul. Found it. Chromox. All right, off to the fast start. If they have turn 1 Thalia, then we're definitely not turn 1 Emrakuling. Gonna pitch a Mother Runes, and land, untapped, and gotta be Thalia, right? Oh, Stoneforge, cute, okay. Opponent, all right. Chromox, Ancient Tomb, either one. Opponent gonna grab a sort of Fire Knight. It's a stock up. All right, so we will play the fetch land, play the Chromox, pitch a stock up, and pass turn. Gonna play the Chromox now just because of Thalia purposes. Opponent. Blink Moth Nexus. Archon of Emeria. Can only cast one spell. Oh, but non-basics come into play tapped. Ugh. All right, that actually slows us down by a turn, which is super annoying. We're going to take the Thundering Falls. Keep the Scalding Tarn. Stomping Grounds tap, pass the turn. Oh no, are we going to be too short? Anointed Peacekeeper. Gonna name Show and Tell. All right, I mean, our opponent's stacks are stacks in. Name Show and Tell. It's up to 5 mana now. Yeah, that Archon actually got us pretty good. Well, let's stock up because we can't do anything else. Take Assemble the Team. Take Atroxa. Well, assemble the team, I guess Atroxa. Yes, Archon is wrecking us. Tap land, go. Fetch lands are double taxed. We don't even have a basic we can tutor up. I'm going to put the equipment into play. Yeah, I mean, I think they have successfully stacked us. From turn 1 Emrakul to dead. Abrupt Decay. Yeah, we don't even have black mana. All right. Well, run it back. Oh, no. Oh, our dreams were pretty expertly crushed on that one. We were literally a draw away from turn 1 Emrakul, and then we never got an Emrakul. I mean, I guess our opponent's a straight up tax deck. Well, the good news is, this format's so swingy play draw. Good news is, we're on the play for this one. So if we get a turn 1 Emrakul, our opponent can't do a thing about it. We do not have a turn 1 Emrakul, but I think we keep this. Opponent gonna do some mulliganing. So we are going to play a Chrome Mox. Exile a Brainstorm. Cast a Brainstorm. Put back, stock up, and assemble the team. Actually, let's go stock up Culling Ritual. Keep them like that. Play the fetch. Pass the dirt. Well, so we don't have an Emrakul, but this hand is theoretically a turn to Atroxa. Opponent, Shepherd Dunes. And Thought Partition. All right, so opponent is going to make our Show and Tell cost 5. That is pretty obnoxious. Well, we get a Breeding Pool. Untapped. Crack the Scalding Tarn. Get a Blood Crypt. Untapped. And assemble the team to take a Show and Tell and pass the turn. Opponent finds a Strip Mine. All right. Do we not draw land? As per Sentinel, we do not draw. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling cursed. I'm feeling cursed. Found it. Cavern on Night gets in for 1, down to 14. Oh, Jesus. No. And that is actually the game. That is actually straight up the game. Now we draw the land. Now that Magic Gods. Magic Gods, I swear. I friggin' swear, Magic Gods. Blank Moth Nexus. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 11. Opponent passes. All right, Chrome Mox. Sure, you get to draw a card, opponent. You get to draw a card. Yeah, we can't pay. Well, this is what we got. Exile the Show and Tell. Play the Show and Tell. Opponent has Containment Priest. Alright, you got it. You got it. You got it. Oh my goodness. Cursed! Cursed! Cursed, I say. Cursed. Alright. It is Emrakul time. We're trying to just put a Emrakul into play on turn 1. Against Arena players that don't even know that Emrakul is on. Oh boy, I mean, we got to keep this. This is so close. It's not turn 1 because we don't have a Mox. If we had a Mox, this would be turn 1 Emrakul. This is turn 2 Emrakul. And I imagine turn 2 Emrakul is still decent. The problem with this is it does open us up to getting Thought Seized or Spell Pierced or something, depending on what our opponent's up to. Opponent Marsh Flats and pass. Oh, okay. Well, let's crack the Misty. We're just going to snag us a Surveillant. Opponent, are we going to get stifled? What is happening? Oh, okay, that is fine. That is fine. This is actually even better than an Emrakul, because we can actually show and tell the Omniscience and then just hardcast the Emrakul. And now we get the extra turn trigger, and then we definitely are going to win. Yeah, we'll keep a stock up, sure, why not? Okay, well, let's do the fun thing. Play the land, show and tell. Put an Omniscience into play. And then we'll use that to cast an Emrakul, take an extra turn. And then we'll go to work. Extra turn, annihilate your Thalia. Okay, turn 2 Emrakul. It's not turn 1. It's not turn 1 Emrakul. But turn 2 Emrakul seems to be still fairly effective. But not bad. It's decent. It's no VV, but it's still reasonable. Well, I imagine our opponent's some sort of blinky tax deck. So I think we go like Abrupt Decay, Fatal Pushes, go down Omniscience, go down maybe the Spell Pierces and a stock up. Let's try something like that without knowing more of our opponent's deck. Oh boy, this is actually really close. I mean, we're going to keep it. This is actually very close. If we could just draw Ancient Tomb. If we draw Ancient Tomb, this is turn 1, opponent, Swamp. And a Thoughtseize. Well, okay. Well, Thoughtseize and the Chrome Mox makes this hand way less exciting. Actually, Thoughtseizing the Chrome Mox might mean we just never play. All right, opponent's going to take the Emrakul. Well, there's more where that... Wow, we even drew the Ancient Tomb. Well, we could Chrome Mox, show and tell out as Steam Vents. Let's play Chrome Mox. Get rid of the Abrupt Decay, I believe. And play a Steam Vents tap, pass the turn. Man, we would actually have turn 1 if our opponent didn't have that Thoughtseize. So close. I'm telling you, one of these years we're gonna do it. Man, that's a lot of show and tells. That's more show and tells than we honestly really need. We could use something to show into play. Man, you know what we should do? We should just cast a show and tell to see if our opponent scoops. Do you think after game 1, is there any chance our opponent would just scoop to a show and tell? Maybe we should. The problem is they get to put something into play. So we look like the biggest fools in the world if our opponent doesn't scoop. But it seems possible someone would scoop to show and tell on the stack. Found it. Godless Shrine. White Orchid Phantom. Gonna blow up the Ancient Tomb. Well, thankfully we have a basic in the deck now, just specifically because of White Orchid Phantom. Found it. Passing. Come on. Finisher. Hey! Show and tell. How about a show and tell? And how about an Emrakul? Aye! Opponent has a Solitude. Okay, Solitude actually is one of the ways to get around an Emrakul. We do gain a ton of life, but we do not win the game. Solitude off of the show and tell does answer the Emrakul. Opponent gets in, hits us for 5. Okay, we need another finisher. Okay, that's not bad. Show and tell. Let's try it again. Run it back. How about a Troxa this time? Opponent has a Barrowgoyf. All right, we're going to draw a few new cards here. Opponent. Ephemerates the Solitude. Okay. Well, opponent is fighting the good fight. We will take, let's see. What do we want? Assemble the team. Ancient Tomb. Brainstorm. Atroxa, Omniscience, and play the Ancient Tomb, pass the turn. Okay. Opponent can blink something if they want to. They probably blow up the Ancient Tomb. We do not have another basic. No, they're going to go after the Steam Vents, okay. Nope. None left. Found it, gets in, hits us. Down to 31. Gonna mill some cards. What do they find? Grief. And Grief pitches a card. All right. Well, this probably wins our opponent the game because they get to take the show and tell. Wow. Well, we get to Brainstorm. Actually, this is probably better. Let's Watery Grave untapped. Yeah, I think we actually still Brainstorm. Let's Brainstorm. Put back Omniscience. Actually, let's put back the Veil of Summer. Put back Omniscience. And then assemble the team. Wow, that was not a very good assemble the team, was it? Huh. Assemble the team into nothingness. I guess we take a land. Take a land past the turn. Opponent. Thalia. Well, that's a problem, because now they can just keep blinking. Yeah, our opponent might have actually got us. Oh, I thought we had this one. Opponent gonna blink. Keep on the land destruction plan. Barrowgoyf. That grief was so brutal. Opponent mills. Gonna get back an Overlord of the Baelmerk. Yeah, that grief off the Barrowgoyf saved our opponent. They survived the first 2 show and tells. The third one was gonna get him, but was not meant to be. Opponent gonna blow up the Ancient Tube. I mean, we're pretty close to being dead here. Opponent thinking. I mean, there is one more show and tell. We could draw the last show and tell. Opponent's gonna blow up the Ancient Tomb. Yes, land destruction's so good against us. Nothing to find. Opponent passes. That's a Crow Mox. Okay. There's a Solitude in hand. So even if we show and tell, it doesn't work. Because they have a Solitude again. Well, let's play Scalding Tarn. Let's Demonic Tutor. For what? I mean, I think it's still the show and tell. Demonic Tutor for the show and tell. And pass the turn. We can kill the Thalia. We can kill the Thalia so it can't blink the White Orc and Phantom. If they draw an Ephemerate, that's really bad. So let's get rid of the Thalia. Found it. Combat. Gonna get in. Hit us for 10. Sure. Opponent gets to mill a bunch. Barrowgoyf so good. Opponent mills with the Barrowgoyf. Gonna get back a Barrowgoyf or a Thalia. Gonna get a Thalia. Play as the land. Has another White Orchid Phantom. Okay. Gonna blow up the Watery Grave. It never ends. And then opponent's gonna pass. Well, we will crack the Scalding Tarn. We will get a Thundering Falls. So much land destruction. We will mill Atraxa. Untap. There's a sneak attack, but we can't activate it. Well, we gotta do it. Show and tell. The problem is they just get to show and tell the Solitude again. And Solitude can't answer Emrakul, so it's not like we can put the Emrakul into play to get around it. Yeah, all the land destruction's huge for our opponent, because it's kept us from being able to sneak attack. Well, there's the Atraxa. Opponent chooses to put nothing into play. We get to Atraxa. We will take a Assemble the Team, a land, boy, not great. That was a pretty bad Atraxa, actually. Assemble a team, a land, and I guess a Brainstorm. We could get a stock up. Chrome Mox. Yeah, let's do that. Then we can Chrome Mox. This lets us Chrome Mox. Wait, where's our Brainstorm? Oh, I guess it honestly doesn't really matter anyway. We're not gonna end up winning this one. I don't know what happened to the Brainstorm. Did I double click it accidentally? Barrowgoyfs, Thalia's Griefs. So it's scam. It's basically just a scam deck. All right, I think we just run it back. We're on the play. Turn 1 Emrakul. Magic Gods. Turn 1 Emrakul. Please, please, please. That is the solution. That's a great thing about playing this deck, right? Is we know there's always a chance. Because if we ever just turn 1 Emrakul, we're going to win no matter what our opponent... We should win no matter what our opponent's doing. So there's always a chance that we just have the draw. Although, as we've seen, that draw doesn't come up all that often. I wish it came up more often. 2 Emrakuls. Brainstorm, stock up, Omniscience. I think we mulligan. Oh, okay. I mean, this we're going to keep. We're going to put a Brainstorm to the bottom. Actually, you know what? Let's put stock up to the bottom. I mean, I wish this was an Emrakul. But turn 1 Atraxa is still not bad. So we are going to Chrome Mox. Pitch a Brainstorm. Play an Ancient Tomb. So close to turn 1 Emrakul. Show and tell. Put an Atraxa into play. Opponent gets a Witch Enchanter to blow up the Chrome Mox. All right. Well, we get an Atraxa. We will take Chrome Mox. Show and tell. Scalding Tarn. Fatal Push. Sneak Attack. And do we just go Atraxa again? Yeah, let's just go Atraxa again. All right. Well, we played our hand on turn 1, and then we redrew a hand on turn 1. Just timeless stuff. All right, opponent, can you kill the Atraxa? Opponent's going to Grief. Okay. Has some options. Takes the Atraxa. And a Godless Shrine tapped. Well, we will Get in with the Troxa. Hit you. Yeah, we can't really do anything, can we? Yeah, let's Scalding Tarn go. If our opponent can reanimate our Atroxa, Thalia, sure, that's fine. Oh, this is actually huge, because once we get in this attack, then our opponent can no longer reanimate Atroxa, which is big. We're just going to take Thundering Falls. Keep the Misty Rainforest. Untap. Combat. Hit you. Down to 6. Play the Misty. And, yeah, let's just pass. Let's just pass. Opponent. Oh, there's the GG's. Well, not a turn 1 Emrakul. Not a turn 1 Emrakul. Still a work in progress, but that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Turn 1 Atroxa is still pretty good. This deck. Sweet. It is Emrakul time. Hopefully. Wizards just added Emrakul to Magic Arena without telling anyone. So we're going to see if we can maybe get a turn 1 Emrakul. We're going to keep this. This hand's not great. It's not great, but we have a stock up, which is kind of huge, which we can cast on turn 2 thanks to the Ancient Tomb. So I think the stock up makes it okay. The Veil of Summers will be nice eventually if we can use them to like resolve an Emrakul, a sneak attack or something. So we will see. We'll see. Pelnet doing some mulligans. The turn 1 Emrakul hand is going to be, you need a lot of specific pieces. Pelnet, Blood Crypt. Faithless Looting. All right, so Graveyard Degeneracy seems to be the name of the game. Arden and Arden. And a Chromox, okay. Pitching Life Death. And going to reanimate an Arden. All right, so opponent gets a 4/4. They're going to Legend Rule. And pass the turn. Well, let's crack the Misty Rainforest. I mean, opponent did their big thing. Let's just take Thundering Falls. I think we keep the Brainstorm. Play an Ancient Tomb. Stock up. Well, let's take Sneak Attack and take a Assemble. Well, we can't cast Assemble next turn, can we? Let's go Sneak Attack and Sneak Attack Brainstorm. Not sure if we can beat a turn 1 Arden, actually. We'll see. If they have a land and can flashback Faithless Looting and can discard something to reanimate, then we are almost certainly dead. Oh my goodness. Remember me talking about the turn 1 Emrakul hand? I think we just saw the turn 1 Emrakul hand. But from our opponent's deck. Our opponent just had the absolute dream. The absolute dream. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Yes, that's a thing that happened. Yes, it is. So how do we stop this if we can? We'll go down on Omniscience, bring the Spell Pierce. I don't even know if Commandeer is that good. That might actually be it. Yeah, I mean, run it back. We don't actually have Graveyard Hate because Reanimator's not really that common of a thing. All right, let's have our nut draw. We got to see our opponents. We got to see our opponent's absolute dream draw. Let's have one of ours. I mean, we're gonna keep it. This hand's still not. It's not the dream draw. It's not the dream draw. It's fine, but it's not the dream draw. Tana gonna do some mulliganing. Try to find their perfect start. Well, we will play a Chromox. Exile a stock up. Play a Thundering Falls. Mill the land, pass the turn. All right, well, that's what we got. Opponent. What do you got, Panda? Bloodstained Mire. Cracks the Bloodstained Mire. Gets a Blood Crypt. Faithless Looting. Well, we will Spell Pierce that. Opponent passes. Well, play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. We are going to need some action at some point. The Brainstorms are helpful, but it's not like we have anything we really got to get rid of. Opponent leaves it on top with the Raccoon Theater. And thinking, passing, well, let's Brainstorm. Get rid of a Veil of Summer. Get rid of a Scalding Tarn. Crack Polluted Delta. I mean, we got Brainstorms for days. Take a Breeding Pool, untapped. Brainstorm. No black mana. Well, put these two back for now. Untap draw. Brainstorm. Just keep brainstorming till something good happens. Let's go Veil of Summer, stock up. And then we play Scalding Tarn. We can crack Scalding Tarn. Get a Black Source. Assemble the team to get an Emrakul past the turn. All right. I mean, if we draw land, we can sneak attack the Emrakul next turn. If we don't draw land, then I guess we sneak attack and hope for the best. The problem is, if they have Grief, we cannot Spell Pierce it. Pound it. Ancient Tomb. Faithless Looting. Do we just let it go? Yes. We're going to let it go. Because if they're trying to discard something and cast Reanimate, then we can just Spell Pierce the Reanimate. If they don't do that, and they're looking for a Thoughtseize, we can Spell Pierce the Thoughtseize. And then we really just got to hope we draw an untapped land. Which is literally every land in the deck, but just a land. We need a land, and then we can do the Emrakul thing. Our opponent's at 15, which happens to be, exactly, the power of the greatest creature in Magic, Emrakul the Aeons Torn. So, if we draw land, we win. It should be, I mean, I guess they could still find, like, Grief, Black Card or something. There are things they could find, but in theory, if we draw land, we should win. Opponent's on the clock, gotta make the decision. Gotta make the decision, Panda. Found it. Arden, Chrome Box. And going to play a Chrome Box. Going to exile a black card, a Barrowglyph, and Death. So we will Spell Pierce. All right, land. Oh, all right. Well, we don't have a land. Sneak attack, go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. About it. Oh! No way! No way! No way! And another Reanimate! Ah! I mean, there's nothing to get back, but yeah, that Pithing Needle. Should we have not? We drew the land now. If we had waited, oh man. I think it was correct to run it out because we didn't know we were going to draw land. But had we waited, our opponent wouldn't have known to Pithing Needle. They wouldn't have known to Pithing Needle. We sneak attack, we Emrakul, we win. Now our opponent's drawing. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Brutal to the max. Found it. Gonna crack the Bloodstained Fire. Wow. Oh, it's actually kind of funny how unfortunate that is. Found it. Arden getting it. We drop all the way down to 2. So I think we literally just have to draw. I think it has to be Show and Tell right now. I think that's the only card that matters. Can we top deck Show and Tell? Right this second, we're down to 1. It's a Brainstorm. Okay, that gives us some looks. Brainstorm into. It's got to be Show and Tell. It's the only card that matters. Found it deep in the tank for some reason. There's a Show and Tell. Okay. Well, we will put back an Ancient Tomb. We will put back a Misty since we can't crack them anyway. Well, is it enough? Can Emrakul save us? Show and Tell. Emrakul, go. There are still things that kill us. If our opponent draws like a Buried Alive or something that lets him get in a creature in the graveyard to reanimate, we die. If they don't, then Emrakul gets them. Found it. Urborg. Passes. Oh, Panda, we got him. Well, that was not the turn one Emrakul Dream. I don't know how that worked out. At first, I thought we had it. I thought we were in really good shape. Then that Pithing Needle stopped the... Oh my goodness, what a game, what a game, what a game. Well, we got there. We got there in the end. This matchup is making me wish I was playing Graveyard Hate. But we're not. That is a choice that I think is fine in Timeless, but maybe it's too greedy. Maybe it's too greedy. I guess Graveyard Hate can shut down Ren's Strip Mine shenanigans. All right, we're on the draw, which is an incredibly scary place to be in Timeless. Because that means your opponent gets to, it's kind of like CDH. Your opponent gets to do their big thing before you get to do your big thing. Well, I mean, we're going to keep this. We got the show and tell, we got the sneak attack. Nothing to put into play, opponent. Bloodstained Mire and Faithless Looting. Discards a Baraglyph and an Arden. We draw another Veil of Summer. Well, how can we realistically do this? Can we realistically do this? So let's play Scalding Tarn. Play Scalding Tarn. Play Chrome Mox. Exile a Veil of Summer. And pass the turn. So we can brainstorm to try to find something. Opponent land. Has their animate. Yup. And gonna crack the Bloodstained Mire. Well, I mean, opponent had to start again. Gets a swamp. Thoughtseize. Well, we will, let's see. Crack the fetch first. We need to hit something for the show and tell this turn. So crack the fetch. Grab a Steam Vents. Grab a Steam Vents untapped. Play a Veil of Summer. Fizzle a Thoughtseize, draw a Demonic Tutor. Well, opponent gets to get the Baraglyph. They had it really good. That was a really good hand for our opponent, because now the Baraglyph gets to get in, gets to mill 5 cards. So they can get back an Arden if they want. Okay, that could have went worse. They get the Arden. Well, we get to Brainstorm. This is a huge, 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 huge Brainstorm. If we don't hit something to show and tell into play, we're in trouble. Okay, there's an Emrakul. There's an Emrakul. So put back the 2 lands. I mean, this is what we got. Is it enough? Is Emrakul still enough in 2025? That is the against the odds part of this. Land, show and tell. Emrakul. Pass turn. All right. All right. That's it. Is Emrakul enough? It's 2025. It still has protection from colored spells. It's on the battlefield. The disruptor flutes don't matter. Found it. Chrome Mox. Okay. Gonna pitch something. They're probably trying to set up a Faithless Looting. Buried Alive. Oh, wow. That's gonna do it, right? So Buried Alive lets them get an Ulamog and annihilate our board. Yep. So we got out Emrakul. Oh, losing the die roll is so brutal in this format. All right, it is Emrakul time. Surprise Emrakul. Wizards randomly added Emrakul to Arena. Oh, it's a hand. It's a hand. It's turn 1 Emrakul. This is what we've been waiting. Yes, we are snap keeping this. This is literally the dream. This is the hand that we've been waiting for. Wizards added yesterday to Arena without telling anyone. Emrakul, the Aeons Torn, and some other cards. So we're showing Arena players what the Flying Spaghetti Monster is all about. So check this out. Turn 1, Chrome Mox. We're going to exile a show and tell. Watch this backfire somehow. Then we'll play an Ancient Tomb. And then we'll play a show and tell. And then we'll put an Emrakul into play. Opponent, what do you got? What do you got, Magic A? Anything better than an Emrakul? Okay, Tygum's cool. Tygum's cool. I like Tygum. We did it! We did it! Turn 1 Emrakul! Turn 1 Emrakul! It was worth it. It was worth it. I swear it was worth it. Unfortunately, I don't know what our opponent's up to. Tygum is not a card you normally see. You normally see it in Timeless, so our opponent can be doing literally anything. That might mean we might not change much. Let's go down. Okay, we'll go up to 2 Fatal Pushes. Let's do that. Actually, maybe Abrupt Decay is better. Let's go up 2 Abrupt Decays. Cut an Omniscience. Cut a stock up. Oh, Commandeer? Yeah, let's run it like that. We didn't see enough of our opponent's deck. I have no idea what they're doing, but we did see a Tygum, and now we can kill the Tygum. We could also just... How about twice in one match, Arena Gods? Come on. Come on. Oh! Opponent's... Turn 1 Emrakul crushed our opponent's soul. They're gone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know our opponent's frantically Googling When did Emrakul come to Arena? Well, got him. So what do we learn this week about Emrakul and Timeless on Arena? And record-wise, the deck wasn't actually that great. We went 4-8 overall for a 33% win rate. Although, once I finally got the mana figured out, we did go 3-0 with the Flask build of the deck. So I think it was improving. But none of that really matters, because we got to put Emrakul into play on turn 1 against an opponent who I don't think even knew that Emrakul existed on Arena. And it was as hilarious as I was hoping it would be. Honestly, I'm kind of glad the record with the deck wasn't that good, because if you remember a year ago, Show and Tell kind of dominated Timeless. I haven't seen Show and Tell in like months in Timeless, which is kind of nice, but it was the best deck in the format in this like Omniscience combo deck or whatever, and it got pretty annoying, and I was worried that maybe Emrakul would just make Show and Tell dominant again, but it seems like that might not be the case in the current meta. There's just so much taxing, so many strip mines going around, and if you're not doing that, there's a lot of counter spell decks, which makes it kind of tricky to actually pull off, especially without having like Force of Will to protect the combo. So I think maybe it's a good thing that Show and Tell itself isn't great, although I do think having Arena have Emrakul is a big deal, because Emrakul still is just the best thing to cheat into play, to sneak into play, however you want to get into play. It is the biggest, baddest finisher, and even though it's been 15 years, Wizards hasn't really printed anything that comes close to it. Probably the closest is maybe Ulamog from Modern Horizons 3, but then you got to get things in exile to get the big Annihilator number on it, which gives you an extra step you got to jump over. So I think that there's still nothing like Emrakul, and it's wild how well that card stands up almost 15 years after it was first printed, and I think we are going to see it have a big impact on Arena. Maybe it's not in a Show and Tell deck, but we'll have to see the other places it can show up, because one thing I've learned from Modern is that cheating Emrakul into play is a really good way to win games, no matter how you do it. So anyway, that's turn 1 Emrakul. Check out the new anthology stuff. Surprise, thanks Wizards, I guess, for giving us something new to play with. And that's been our Against the Odds for this week. So thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.